So in our last session, we were actually discussing about on-change client script. So there are actually 4 types of client scripts: on-load, on-change, on-submit, and on-selected client scripts. Okay. So here, right, we had actually discussed on-load client script first. On-load client script will run every time when you load the form. And we have discussed on-change client script as well in our yesterday session. So let me just navigate to on-change client script. So I'm actually navigating to client scripts. So in the client scripts, I'm actually opening on-change client script, which is the one we have actually created in yesterday's session. So when exactly this on-change client script will run? This on-change client script will run whenever you change something on the particular field. So here I'm actually mentioning particular field. So whenever you change something on the particular field, the on-change client script will run. Okay. So here, as soon as you select the on-change type here, right, you are supposed to select the field name as well here. You are supposed to select the field name as well here. On this particular field change, the script will be executed. The script will be executed. So here in the on-change client script, we have actually 5 parameters available. We have control, old value, new value, is loading, is template. So these are the 5 parameters which are actually available. Okay. So yesterday we had actually discussed regarding these 5 parameters. What exactly control does, what exactly old value does, and what exactly new value does, what is loading, and what is template. And then we had also discussed how can we make on-change client script work in on-load. So here there was a condition. By removing that condition, we can make on-change client script as on-load. Okay. So this is what we had actually discussed in our previous session. Okay. So here, right, in this on-change client script, I am going to use the APIs glide user and glide form. I'm going to use glide user and glide form in the on-change client script. Okay. So what exactly our requirement yesterday? Our requirement is as soon as you make this configuration field as not empty, that means as soon as you select the configuration item here, this assignment group and assign to field should become mandatory. That is what the requirement that we have actually discussed. Okay. As soon as you select the configuration item field, immediately this field should become mandatory. So let us say if this is empty, if you are making configuration item field as empty, this field should become non-mandatory. Okay. So yesterday I had actually asked the question, can we achieve this using UI policy? Can we achieve this using UI policy? Yes. So we can actually achieve this using UI policy as well. But so this also can be achieved using client script as well. But the best practice is using UI policy is best practice. So here, right, I am going to write the script for the same. So on which field change we are actually writing on-change client script? So this configuration item field here, we have actually selected configuration item here. So as soon as you make change on this configuration item field, the script should run. Okay. So here, right, first I need to get the value of this configuration item field first. I need to get the value of this configuration item field. So how do you get the value of the configuration item field using glide form? Tell me, guys. So how do you get the value of the field? While we are discussing glide form, we had actually discussed the same thing. Yes. So we will use g_form dot get value to get the value of that particular field. So where I'm actually declaring a variable where ci is equal to g_form dot get value. So I'm actually getting the value. So of which field? Configuration item field. So here we will not deal with the label. We will always deal with the name. So I am just taking the name of this field. So this is actually u_configuration item. Okay. So here you will actually use u_configuration item here. So I am actually taking the value of the configuration item into variable. Variable is actually ci. Okay. So here I'm actually writing the condition. If, okay, if CI equal to, if CI not equal to empty, that means if you have selected something, that will become not empty, right? If you have selected something, that will become not empty, right? If CI is equal to not empty, then I have to make the fields mandatory. How do you make the fields mandatory using scripting? G underscore form dot set mandatory. So which field you want to make mandatory? So I want to make assignment group and assign to. What is the field name of assignment group? U underscore assignment group, comma, true. And what is the other field? Assign to. So you will actually provide the assign to field name is here. Suppose if it is empty, so you have actually selected configuration item and these fields are getting mandatory. Suppose you made this as empty again. These fields should become non-mandatory, right? Then in that case, what exactly you will do is you will write else condition here. So in the else condition, so you will make the fields non-mandatory. How do you make the fields non-mandatory? You will set the Boolean value as false. Okay. So now we will check whether the client script is working or not. So let me just refresh this one here. Network seems to be low. Okay. See, now I am actually changing something on the configuration item field. As soon as I change something on this configuration item field, immediately the onChange client script will run. So once the onChange client script is run, it will check whether this field is empty or not. So if this field is not empty, this field should become mandatory. Are this getting mandatory or not? So if I make this as empty now, are these fields getting non-mandatory or not? So we are able to achieve this using client script. We are able to achieve this using UI policy as well. So in this case, what do you write? Do you write UI policy or do you write client script?
We will use UI policy.
Yeah. So we will obviously use UI policy. Okay, because client script will run first. After that, UI policy will run. That is why we will write UI policy. Okay. So let me just take another example. Okay. So here, right, when I have selected caller as able tutor, I want to hide this channel field and submitted by field. So whenever you have selected only able tutor, in the caller, if you have selected able tutor here, I think there is a reference qualifier in this caller field. Let me just remove the reference qualifier. So when I select able tutor here, immediately these two fields should be hidden. So when I make this as empty, these two fields should be visible. So apart from able tutor, if I select Abraham Lincoln, so nothing should happen. Nothing should happen. Okay. So only when you have selected able tutor here, then these fields should be hidden. If you have selected any other user, nothing should happen. Only able tutor, then these fields should be hidden. Okay. So if you have made this as empty, this field should be again visible. So that is what the requirement here. So now I am going to create another client script. So I am going to create another client script. So here on which field we have to write on change client script, guys? Can any one of you guys tell me on which field we have to write on change client script? Yes.
Caller field.
We have to write on change client script on the caller field as we are making change on the caller field. So here write caller change. So always remember you are actually providing the relevant name here in the client scripts because it will make your life easy when you are searching for this script. Okay. So here I am actually selecting on change type here. What is the field name that I have to select here? Caller. Okay. So here you will use, first you will actually get the value. Okay. So where caller is equal to G underscore. So I am actually getting the value of the caller. So how am I getting the value of the caller? Using G underscore form dot get value. So what is the field name here? The field name is actually U underscore caller. So I am writing U underscore caller here. Okay. So I am keeping condition here. If caller equal to able tutor. So do you write able tutor name here or do you provide able tutor SysID here? So always remember the point that you guys have to remember is as it is reference field. As it is reference field, we will always get SysID. We will not get a display name of that particular record. We will not get the able tutor name. We will always get the SysID of that record. So we will have to find able tutor SysID. So here I'm actually selecting able tutor here, right? So I'm opening this record. If I open this record, I will find the SysID of the able tutor. So this is the SysID of the able tutor. So if caller equal to able tutor, this is able tutor SysID. Then what I have to do? I have to hide the fields. How do we hide the fields, guys? Tell me. How do we hide the fields on the form? Rohit, Vinay.
Set display or G
Yes.
underscore.
So we will
form,
use
set visible.
So G underscore form dot set display. So we can use set visible and set display. If you use set visible, right, field will be hidden, but still space will remain same. So that is why I am going to use display here. So what are all the fields I want to hide? Submitted by and channel. So U underscore submitted by comma. So I want to hide the field, right? Display false. Okay. So here U underscore channel. So if he is not able tutor, then what you will do? You will make the fields visible. So here you will actually change the Boolean value as true here. So now let me just go and refresh this one. I'm just refreshing this one. So first I'm actually selecting Abraham Lincoln here. So if I select Abraham Lincoln, these fields are getting hidden or not? No, right? So only when I select able tutor, these fields will be hidden. The fields are now hidden here. So if I remove this able tutor here, are these fields are coming back or not? Not coming. Why exactly it is not coming? Here there is a condition here. So if new value equal to empty, don't run the script is what they have actually specified. Here you will actually remove this line of script. So now if I go and refresh this one, right? So I am actually selecting the caller here. So now the caller is actually not able tutor, right? That is why these fields are still visible here. If I select able tutor here, the fields will be hidden. If I make this as empty, the fields will be displayed again. So the changes are still not applied. The changes are still not applied. So I'm selecting able tutor here. So when I select able tutor here, the fields are hidden. If I make this as empty, the fields are now visible. Okay, clear or not? So likewise guys, you will write on change client script. On change client script will work whenever you change something on particular field. The on change client script will work. Okay, clear or not? Clear, right? Yep. So we will discuss few more things. So whenever you have selected Balakrishna and Nagarjuna here, whenever you have selected Balakrishna name should be populated in the short description. Whenever you have selected Nagarjuna name should be populated here. If you have selected Megastar or Venkatesh, these names should not be populated here. So if it is Balakrishna and Nagarjuna, only then these values should be populated here. Understand the requirement here. Requirement is clear or not?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. So then I am going to write a client script. Which type of client script do I have to write here?
On change.
On change. Okay. So I am going to create a new client script here. So on change, sorry, on which field? Category field. Okay. So first I will actually take the value of that particular category field, where cat is equal to g underscore form dot get value. What is the field name? Field name is actually u underscore category. If equal to or either Balakrishna or Nagarjuna, anyone. Okay. So what I have to do, I have to populate it in the short description. So how do you set the value? G underscore form dot set value. So on which field you want to set the value? Short description. U underscore short underscore short description comma. So you want to populate which value on the short description? Category value on the short description, right? Then you will actually pass category value on the short description. Okay. Clear, right? So if it is not Balakrishna and not Venkatesh, then what we will do is we will actually clear the value. So I'm actually using else condition here. Else I can actually pass empty value, or I can do one thing. Dot clear value of which field? Short description field. Okay. So I am going to refresh this one here. So I am actually selecting here as Balakrishna here. Is Balakrishna name is getting populated or not?
Yeah.
So I am actually selecting Nagarjuna here. Nagarjuna name is getting populated here. If I select Megastar here, now I am actually selecting Balakrishna here again. So whenever you want to run the script on the field change, you will write Onchange client script. Okay. So you guys are clear with Onchange client script, right?
Yes.
So how exactly Onchange client script will work? So
Yeah.
here, right, in the Onchange client script, I have to explain one very important thing, which is very, very important. So far, if you understand one thing, I have actually explained Onchange client script. So in the Onchange client script, we will actually use an API called Glide Ajax. So why exactly we use Glide Ajax and all we will actually discuss. So here, right, when it comes to the reference fields, when you click on this magnifying glass, it is actually referencing another table. Another table is nothing but it is actually already stored in the database. These values are already stored in the database. Already the details which are already stored in the database, right? These details are already stored in the database. So already stored values you are actually referencing here. The data which is already in the database, you are actually referencing that data here. Okay. So let us say I have actually selected Mahesh Bemani here. Mahesh Bemani here. So I want to get the Mahesh Bemani details. I want to get the Mahesh Bemani details. Let us say I have actually selected Abraham Lincoln here. I want to get the Abraham Lincoln details here. See, getting Abraham Lincoln details is a bit difficult here because Abraham Lincoln details are there in the database. See, here you are actually referencing the data which is already stored in the database, right? So whatever the data that is stored in the database, that you are actually selecting here. If you want to get this Abraham Lincoln details, then you will have to deal with the database. Okay, you will have to deal with the database. So to deal with the database, you have to use Glide Ajax. So if I explain you guys today, you guys will get confused. If I explain you guys will get confused. Okay, so that is actually a separate topic which we have to discuss in a separate session. So you guys are clear with the Onchange client script, right? Clear or not?
Yes. Clear.
Just I have a small doubt. While the coding, why is the for the Bala and another field name?
Is
Could you
Rohit
please
voice clear for
speak, sir?
everyone? Is Rohit voice clear for everyone?
No. No.
So Rohit, kindly make sure you have actually proper network because I am not able to get your query clearly. to answer you. Maybe you can actually paste it on the chart so that I can actually read your query.
Sir, my question is that, am I clear now?
Yeah, it's clear now.
Yes, my question is that in the coding, why we haven't used sysid for the Balakrishna and another name? We
So
have
here,
taken the
right,
generic.
very good question. So here in the category field, we are not referencing any table. These are choices.
Okay.
See, here we are actually referencing another table. Here we are actually referencing user table. But here in this category field, we are not referencing any table. These are choices.
But the choice will also have the record, sir, and every record will have the sysid.
No, these records will not have sysid because these are actually the choices. If I right click here, go to the choice list, show choice list here, you will be able to see the choice that you have actually created. Okay, when you are dealing with the choices, right, you will always get the value. You will not get the sysid.
Oh, okay, okay.
So here you will always get the value. You will not get the sysid. So that is why here in the script, if you take a look at clearly here, I have actually used the values here. I did not use sysid here. As the caller is actually reference
Yes.
field, we will get the sysids. I did use sysid here.
Yes, yes.
Clear, right?
Yes, yes, got it.
Yeah. Okay. So now we do one thing. We will actually discuss about onsubmit line script. So we will discuss about onsubmit line script. So onload will run every time when you load the form. Onchange will run whenever you change something on a particular field. Onchange will run. Onsubmit will run before the form submission. Before you submit this one, right? Before you submit this form, the onsubmit line script will run. Okay. Requirement is clear or not?
Yes.
Guys, is the requirement clear or not? So before the form submission, I have to check whether this assignment group and assign to fields are filled in or not. If these two fields are not filled in, I have to stop the form submission. So here you guys can ask me a question. So you can make these fields mandatory, right? So that they will be able to fill it. So here the customer ask is, this field should not be a mandatory by default. So before the form submission, I have to check whether this assignment group and assign to fields are filled in or not. If these fields are not filled in, I have to stop the form submission. If these two fields are filled in, I have to allow them to submit the form. Understand the requirement clearly or not? So before the form submission, I have to check whether these two fields are filled in or not. Okay. So if these two fields are filled in, I have to allow them to submit the form. If these two fields are not filled in, I have to stop the form submission. Okay. If any one of the field is not filled in, then also I need to stop the form submission. Okay. So then now what I do is I'll go and create onsubmit line script here. So tell me guys, when exactly onsubmit line script will run?
Before submitting
Yeah.
the form.
So here I'm actually selecting onsubmit line script here. Okay. So here, what are all the fields I have to check? assignment group and assign to. First, I am actually getting these two field values. Okay, first I am actually getting these two field values. How do you get the field values of assignment group and assign to? So you will use G underscore form dot get value. And what is the field name of assignment group? So I have to get the value of assign to as well. G underscore form dot okay. If assignment group equal to empty or assign to equal to empty, if both of these fields are empty, okay, so if any of these fields are empty, not both of the fields, if any of the fields are empty, so what I have to do is first I have to check whether these two fields are empty or not. Okay, so inside the if condition, I am actually keeping another condition. If so, here if both the fields are empty or not, I have to check first. So how do we check? You will use end condition here. Using end condition, you will actually check whether both the fields are empty or not. Okay. Else if another condition, if only one field is empty or not, if only assignment group is empty or not. Okay, assignment group is empty. Another condition I am actually keeping. Else if. So assignment group is not empty, assign to is empty this time. Okay. So here in the first condition, I'm actually checking any of these two fields are empty or not. So inside the condition, right, I'm actually keeping another condition. If these two fields are empty or not, if assign to field is empty or not, assignment group is empty or not, assign to is empty or not. So here what I have to do is to stop the form submission, always remember to stop the form submission in the onsubmit line script, we will use return false statement. Return false statement to stop the form submission. We will use return false. So here also I am actually using return false because here assignment group is empty. So here also I am using return false here because I am actually stopping the form submission. These fields are not filled in. Okay. So here before stopping the form submission, I have to make those fields mandatory. So how do you make that mandatory? G underscore form dot set mandatory. Set mandatory. So I'm actually making these fields mandatory. So here, right, only assignment group is empty, right? I'm actually making assignment group mandatory. So here assign to is empty, right? I'm actually making assign to as mandatory. So I'm actually formatting the code here. Okay. And I have to inform them why exactly you made that mandatory. So G underscore form dot show field message. So first parameter, you will have to pass the field name. Second parameter, you will have to pass the message. Third parameter, whether you want to show it in an info message or error message, here it should be an error message. Okay. Before the form submission, I am actually checking whether the assignment group and assigned to both are not filled in or both are not filled in. I have to make them mandatory and show a field message and stop the form submission using return false state. If only assigned to field is empty, sorry, if only assigned to group, assignment group is empty, then I will make that field mandatory and show a message and stop the form submission. If only assigned to is empty, I'll make that field mandatory and I'll show message and I'll stop the form submission. So here always remember, you will use return false statement to stop the form submission. Okay. Now I have actually created onsubmit line script which will run just before the form submission. So let me just refresh this one. So I am actually refreshing this one again here. So here I am actually now submitting the form. Before the form submission, it will check whether the assignment group and assigned to fields are filled in or not. So both are not filled in, right? So first it is actually asking to fill this short description here. Okay. Now I am going to run this one. I'm going to save this one. So what is it telling? Assignment group mandatory, assigned to mandatory. Suppose I have actually filled assigned to here. Okay. So now I am going to submit this one again. So this time it is actually showing only assignment group is mandatory. So let us say I have actually filled assignment group here and I am actually removing assigned to here. Okay. I am trying to submit this one. So what is it telling? Assigned to is mandatory. So it has to show some message here, but it is not showing somehow. This field has become mandatory, right? So let me just refresh this one. So now I have actually filled assignment group here. I did not fill assigned to here. Okay. So before the form submission, it will check whether these two fields are filled in or not. If any one of the field is filled in or not. If the assignment group is filled in or not, if the assigned to is filled in or not. If the assigned to is not filled in, so it will actually stop the form submission, it will make the field mandatory and show a field message. Now I am going to save this one. See, this field is not filled in, it is saying assigned to mandatory, and then it has made the field mandatory. So onsubmit line script is running before the form submission, and we are using return false statement to stop the form submission. Hope this is clear for everyone. Clear or not?
Yes, clear.
So guys, we will actually discuss few more use cases in coming session. Okay. So in tomorrow session, I'll be giving you a few more use cases. I'm actually winding up the session for today. We'll be connecting tomorrow. Do you guys have any doubts regarding today's session? Hello. So your voice is still breaking, Rohit. Hello. Hello.